All right, you're live. Welcome to another True Disciple of Christ Bible study. And you're under the voice of the General Yahshabeam of the True Disciples of Christ and Malachi. Salakia. Yeah, Malachi.
Shalom, 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 everyone. All praise be to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, and you are now witnessing yet another Bible study by the True Disciples of Christ, or my Malachi. I did want to go ahead before we get started, again, giving all praises and giving all praises due to the Most High, and also praise the Most High and thank him for the Kahan Tazadak, for allowing us the opportunity on this platform to go ahead and bring the word and bringing our people back together in the right mindset as it is written according to right knowledge. And with that also being said, I want to also take the time to invite everyone under the sounds of our voice to the webinar that's going on this weekend. It is a series of 24 weeks. All those that claim to be secure party creditors, all those that want to be a secure party creditor under the Secure Party University of Secure Party Creditors, you can go ahead and drop down under, drop down the menu, look at the description of this video, and go ahead and register now. The sooner, the better. You'll be glad that you did. For all those of you out there that might be a little bit timid, low self-esteem, that trickles down to how you deal with your family life, that trickles down to how you deal with your just over broke bosses, that also trickles down to how you deal with the Defacto, all right, and this infliction of commerce. You've already missed about 3 sessions, so go ahead and get in as soon as possible so that way you'll get as much knowledge as possible and you'll be able to walk as the Most High in this world over every single system. There's no other position on this earth greater than that of a man, especially one in his proper standing. Malachi, you got anything before I bring anything out?
I just want to say shalom to everyone.
All right, shalom. Well, I'm going to do like I usually do. I tell folks, keep both eyes and ears open, and we're going to get started. So today is a day that the Most High has made, and we shall be glad and rejoice in it. I don't know what kind of day that all of you had today, but if it wasn't the best day of the rest of your life, I'm going to tell you, you're doing something very wrong. All right. If you're going throughout your days and you're leaving things on the table, such as guilt, regret, wish I shoulda, coulda, woulda, it's probably because you don't know who you are just yet. So who are you? Yasha Allah. Who are you, true disciples of Christ? All those that are out there in the background, show support or so-called show support from afar or whenever it's most convenient for you. Who are you? What were you put on this earth for? All right. Well, if anyone has answers to those questions, please write those answers down for when we open it up later. But in the meantime, I will attempt through the Spirit to answer those questions and bring you into the proper knowledge. All right. So, as the children of the Most High, there's one answer. Children of the Most High. How do we know that we are the children of the Most High? All right. The way we know is what is written. Malachi, you there, Ak?
Khan, I'm right here.
Excellent. So those of us that walk with the Most High, we are entitled to certain benefits. Those of us who know who we are. All right. And a clue of that would be in the book of Amos, chapter 3, verses 1 through 3. You can go ahead and bring that out, Art, whenever you get a chance. Let me know when you get it. And there are other places in the Bible where the Most High claims Jacob, whose later name was Israel, as his own in the remnant of his seed. Very, very specific throughout the scriptures. How do we know who Jacob or who his people are? We're going to also bring that out as well.
You said Amos 3 and 3?
1 through 3.
Amos chapter 3, 1 through 3. Okay, I got it. So this is the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that the Elohim have spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities. Can two walk together except they be agreed?
Can two walk together except they be agreed? Those of us who know what we're walking with the Most High, our Elohim, our power. And you know what? For us, first-hand witness, we make things happen. And believe you me, it's not always easy, but on the latter end of that, it is always for our benefit. All right. So you walk with the Most High, and it tells you the certain types of benefits. But again, I'm going to go ahead and reiterate. You must know who you are. All right. So those of us that are of Jacob's seed line, Yahshabeam, Israel, children of the Most High, if we are in our proper standing, or when we know who we are, we tend to walk a certain way. All right. And as we come into further knowledge, we tend to do things a little bit differently. But what's going on in the world right now, you know, with everything, with the COVID, you can look at let's just isolate the past, isolate the past 30 years. There's been some drastic changes in society to show the signs of the time and what's going to be going on in the end. But currently, the way I see what's going on, you have a remnant of the Most High's chosen people who are doing what's right. And you got those that are not. Some to their sheer own ignorance, and others because they know what's right and they're choosing to do what's wrong. So I'm going to go ahead and lay that one out. You have Hosea chapter 11. And I want to say that's verses 1 through. No, that's Hosea. That's Hosea chapter 11. And that is verses 9 through 11. Nope, 9 through 12. 9 through 12. So you got God, you have the Most High's chosen people, and you have some of us who are choosing to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, and you got some of us who are not. So you got also, folks out there, you hear things, from other so-called Israelite brothers, and also, camps that say that we're supposed to be in captivity. I beg to differ, and it's laid out as such in Hosea chapter 11, verse 9 through 12. Go ahead and bring it out.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 11, verse 9. I will not execute the fierceness of my anger. I will not return to destroy Ephraim, for I am Yahweh and not man, the Holy One in the midst of thee, and I will not enter into the city. They shall walk after the Most High, and he shall roar like a lion. When he shall roar, then the children shall tremble from the west. They shall tremble as a bird out of Egypt, and as a dove out of the land of Assyria. And I will place them in their houses, saith the Most High.
Khan, go ahead and move up to verse 6. Yeah, that's the product. But give me 6 through 8. Give me 6 through 8. Is where it shows there's a difference of those of us that are doing what's right and those of us that are not.
All right. So this is the book of Hosea, chapter 11, verse 6. And the sword shall abide on his cities, and shall consume his branches, and devour them, because of their own counsels. And my people are bent to backsliding from me.
Hold what you got. Hold what you got. There it is right there. And my people are bent to sliding from me. So this right here is clearly stating there are folks that know and that are choosing not to do what is written. Because you can't backslide if you don't know. Keep reading.
Though they called them to the Most High, none at all would exalt him. How shall I give thee up, Ephraim? How shall I deliver thee, Israel?
Hold on. So Ephraim, that's one of the 12 tribes of Israel. So there you go. There is a remnant of us that are not doing exactly or doing at all what's written. And you got the Most High laying it out. So he's naming his people. Ephraim. Continue on, Malachi.
How shall I deliver thee, Israel? How shall I make thee as Admah? How shall I set thee as Zeboim? My heart is turned within me. My repentings are kindled together.
So you got folks that are out there that know what is right and choosing to do wrong. Verse 6, read that the sword shall abide on his cities. That means you're going to die in your own dwelling places for backsliding against the Most High. All right. So these people are people who know who they are and choosing to do different. All right. So where do you stand, TDOC? True disciples of Christ, and all you out there that are thinking about being part of True Disciples of Christ. I don't see what the thought is about. But let's go ahead and keep reading. You're going to see that if you know who you are, things are going to move in your favor. So you're going throughout your day, you got regret, guilt, you down on yourself, you envious of your brother, jealous of your neighbor. You know what I'm saying? That's because you don't know any better. As a man, you've not been fully developed. You haven't had anyone to look you eyeball to eyeball and tell you about yourself exactly how it is. And what is it? Exactly what's written inside the word of the Most High. So let's see who Isaiah says the Most High's people are. That is Isaiah chapter 43. And that is, I believe at least the first 3 verses. Isaiah 43. Chapter 43, 1 through 3.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 43, verse 1. But now thus saith the Most High that created thee, O Jacob, and he that formed thee, O Israel. Fear not, for I have redeemed thee. I have called thee by thy name. Thou art mine. When thou pass through the waters, I will be with thee. When thou went in through the rivers, they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burned, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee. For I am the Elohim, thy God, the Holy One of Israel, thy Savior. I gave Egypt for thy ransom, Ethiopia and Seba for thee.
So we have been redeemed. So those of us that don't know, if you truly do not know who you are, and you hear these scriptures being brought out, and you got a light going off, you probably belong right here, or you need to continue to listen. And those of us that do know who we are, those benefits that the Most High, provide us, he saves us from all types of trouble. Go ahead and read verse 2 again, Malachi, because he says something about being in water, rivers of water. When you're in a river of water, rivers move. There's a lot of, there's flow. And when the waters are so high, you can't keep your footing. So go ahead and read verse 2 again, Isaiah 43, and you see what the Most High has in mind for us, for his children, who's doing the right thing.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 43, verse 2. When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee, and through the rivers, they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burned.
All right, hold on one moment. So when you go in the waters, he's with us, and he will ensure that it doesn't overflow. I mean, I know it's a Bible study, but they usually consider water as, is usually related to sea or something turbulent. What else is related to the sea? Commerce. Commerce is also related to the sea. So I just want to go ahead and throw that out there. Any problem that you think that you have, the Most High got you. All right. Any kind of issue that you think that you cannot see your way through, if you are sincere inside of your heart and you're speaking and confessing with your mouth who your Savior is, as we bring out these scriptures, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and drop a link with a photo and the territory that you're in to tazadokshah@yahoo.com. All right. So that way you can have a brotherhood to help you further your knowledge in the Most High as we're bringing out these scriptures, because you are not meant as a man of Yahshua. You are not meant to be at the bottom of anything at all. Won't you agree, Malachi? Are we supposed to be last, second rate, substandard?
He gave us dominion over everything.
Gave us dominion over everything. What are some just layman, let's say some layman proof of that? Let's say you don't know the scriptures, you don't know what I'm talking about, but what you hear and sounds good. You know what I'm saying? So let me break it down to layman's terms. You, at your inception of being physically brought into this realm that we call earth, had to beat out millions, hundreds of millions of other seed in order to get to that egg. So you're going to tell me with 600 million other seedlings going for the same spot, you did not die off. You was not beat. You didn't stray off path. You hit the goal, and now you're here. But your existence here may not be to your current liking. There's something you can do about that. As we just read in Isaiah 43, for those of us that are his people, when we are troubled, when we are overtaken throughout our walk of life, he is always with us. And he's never going to give us anything more than we can bear. Hence, in chapter 43, verse 2, says you be in a river of water. We know water moves. He's going to make sure it doesn't overtake us. But you got to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, family. You got to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. I'm going to tell you, like I tell my son, that you're going to make enough so-called mistakes trying to do the right thing. Why do the wrong thing on purpose? If you're one of those that listen to the Tuesday night Bible studies and Shabbat lessons, you know, often enough to know how you should be conducting yourself, how you should be opening your mouth, the types of clothes that you should and should not be wearing, how should you present yourself as a woman in public, you know, knowing all these things because we're telling you them. Whether you respect it enough or not to go see it for yourself, that's completely up to you. But the Most High has done his part through us. And then your condition has not changed. What do you have left to lose? What do you have left to lose? Why not try Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shah? You think you may have gotten it in these so-called churches. You think you may have gotten it in these so-called synagogues. You may think you even got it at the mosque. You know, Church of Latter-day Saints, the kingdom halls, so to speak. But you have never gotten it like you get it here. Believe me, you have nothing else to lose if your condition hasn't changed. And if you're one of those that do have success in this system, good on you. But that doesn't change the state and the placement of your soul when this thing comes to an end. I just want to go ahead and throw that out there. You know, hey Malachi, go ahead and bring out Leviticus chapter 25 and verse 4. Yeah, Leviticus 25 and verse 4. And I'm gonna bring out Romans 11. But there's something to this thing about standing as a man. There's something to this thing about standing as a man and knowing who you are. There's something to this thing about standing as a man, knowing who you are, and in your proper standing in this current day. Where do you go to get right knowledge like this? Where do you go? Make sure you write it down because it's going to be opened up here in a minute. And I would love to know, where do you go to get remedy? Where do you go to be redeemed? Where do you go to better yourself? Where do you go to be put in line with the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments, so much to the effect of where you just have success pouring off of you? You sweat it, you cry it, wash it off. Your waste, you know what I'm saying, is success. Where do you go as a man and have full dominion in every aspect of your life, according to how it was written, and you end up on top without having to look over your back because, you know, you done did somebody dirty? Where do you go for that? All you men out there, under the sounds of my voice, I mean, I really want to know, where do you go to increase your vision? Where do you go to seek out and fulfill, or where do you go to find and to help find and fulfill your purpose? What is your purpose? Most of us that are walking around that know what our purpose is, you know, look a certain way, sound a certain way, you know, we're really about our business. And we don't have a lot of time. But y'all got the same 24 hours that we got. So you can make something happen, but you got to know who you are first. If you don't know who you are, it's going to be an uphill battle. It's going to be like an old man climbing up a sandy hill. It's not. Malachi, you got that precept?
Khan, I got it. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, verse 4. But in the 7th year shall be...
Salakia, 44. 25 and 44.
Khan, all right. It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, verse 44. Both thy bondmen and thy bondmaids, which thou shalt have, shall be of the heathen that are round about you. Of them shall ye buy bondmen and bondmaids.
Bondmen and bondwomen. Sounds like a slave. What's the modern day slave? An employee. So those of us that are following these laws, statutes, and commandments, and we having dominion, you know, we're doing what we're supposed to do. We keeping these high holy days. We are our brother's keeper. You know, we're not whoremongering, taking care of business, raising up our sons and our daughters first by a good example and by what's written. We are meant to have people work for us. Can't say that for the majority of America nowadays that's waiting on a stimulus check. Come on now. There's a lot more out there than this farewell that's going on with the stimulus checks. There's a lot more out there than those food stamps. There's a lot more out there than living paycheck to paycheck. But I say yet again, you have to know who you are. Where do you go to find that out? Or where can you go? Right here at the True Disciples of Christ. All right. Here, you got some real brothers that genuinely care and looking after your soul. The majority of people out here don't look out for their own souls. So when you send that email with a picture of, shoulders and up, and you leave a contact number and what territory that you're in, you're going to receive a phone call from either myself or one of the other brothers. See if this is the right fit for you. See if you're going to join True Disciples of Christ for the right reasons. I've laid out what all the right reasons were from the beginning. But, we got to keep the grass cut low. We got to check you out. Because, again, when you're doing the right thing, haters are always around. By the way, haters, appreciate that energy. Make sure you guys continue to give those thumbs up. If you're one of those that give a thumbs down, appreciate it anyway. We'll turn that around. But everyone in the room, go ahead and give a thumbs up. I forgot to bring that out in the beginning. But yeah, keep that thumbs up. But yeah, come to True Disciples of Christ, men and women alike. Learn who you are. Learn these laws, statutes, and commandments. There's a better life out there for you should you choose to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. These aren't for the folks who are afraid. This walk is a very narrow walk. This aren't for people or of people who are going to half step. Because when you receive real love, you're going to be chastised. You're going to be corrected. You're going to be reproved. And at the end of that, like gold tried in the fire, you're going to come out pure with all those other impurities that you came with. It'll be far from you. But you got to put up with that. You got to let that fire of the word have its way with your spirit, man, and nurture that thing up. All right. Nurture that thing up. In the book of Romans, chapter 11, I believe it is verse 1. Let me see here. So we can know who we are. Who are you? Malachi, what are the most recent changes that you've made since becoming a part of TDOC, and how has it benefited your life? I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I guess I really do. But I mean, let folks know, what it really is around here.
I'll say like when I joined, I started to really see the importance of when I first was hearing about the whole vegan diet, I used to always hear, like a lot of, propaganda and a lot of bad things about it. Like, oh, if you don't eat meat, then your brain's gonna shrink. And they even said that can increase, like in you having like certain thoughts and everything. So, like as I started to study more with the true disciples of Christ, I started to see the importance of like, keeping the vegan diet. It's given me a lot of like clarity of thought. I can also say that like, I've definitely increased like in terms of morality, like and I would say that I've been, happier, and I've started to realize like, like what the kingdom of heaven really is, and that is like, relying on the power of myself, because coming to the true disciples of Christ, um coming to the just true disciples of Christ has definitely taught me, like how to become self-sufficient, self-reliant. And not only that, it's also shown me, other men who are already like that. So it kind of like opened my eyes up to see like, like the benefits of working hard and, basically freeing yourself so that you can learn how to free others. Because, I don't want to take any jabs at any other camps and all that and everything, but I feel as though that if you still have the mentality of a debtor, then I don't think that you should be out there, necessarily like trying to tell people like how to live their lives, because you don't like, like even in the movie The Matrix, you don't want, some people aren't ready to wake up. And if you haven't fully deprogrammed yourself, then I don't think you should be trying to deprogram anybody else. And I feel as though that, ever since I came to the true disciples of Christ, I've definitely been surrounded by, a lot of brothers and a lot of elders who are very competent, and has taught me like how to deprogram myself. So, it's nothing but respect, like for those, who are below me, or nothing but respect for those who are on the same level as me, and above me. Honestly, I always like to consider myself, as like the least, because I feel as though that ever since I came to the true disciples of Christ, it's been nothing but just like a fountain of learning for me, and learning honestly is my favorite thing to do. So I feel like it's just been unlimited lessons, like not even only necessarily about the commerce, because a lot of people like to come around here and try and use, Kahan, for commerce, or, a lot of people like to take advantage of like, General Yahshabeam's like, his kindness, and they try and take it for weakness. But me personally, like, even if we're not talking about those things, or if I'm not experiencing those aspects, if I could have a regular conversation with Kahan and still learn something from the man, even if it's just a regular conversation. And even, when General Yahshabeam, like when he's working out, he's a whole different person. So, all of that kindness and stuff, you could forget about it, pretty much. He's just gonna push you, and it doesn't matter, like what situation I seem to find myself in. I always notice like one continuous thing, and that's that I'm always in a position of learning, like hearing the true disciples of Christ, and that's what I deeply can appreciate.
Con, appreciate that. That is true. There's a time and a place for everything, and the development of the man is always a fiery place. Without those right type of stresses, whether it be from the word or you being pushed in your body and in your lifestyle, again, with the backing of the word, you will not be developed fully as a man the way that the Most High intended for you to be. So yeah, as when it comes to my mind, when it comes to my body, I do come off to be, I'm very hard on myself, but I do that because I don't want to be I don't want my head to be under anyone else's foot. You see what I'm saying? So I deal with myself the way I imagine the Most High dealing with me. Truth be told, I deal with myself the way I think the Most High would, deal with me directly. And that is harshly. That is very harshly. Because that comes after, again, for those of us that suffer meaning put up with the correction, with the being baptized in this word, and it becomes a part of us. It comes to our innermost, being, the seat of our soul. You end up someone else new and better on the other side every single time. When I first, came about, I mean, I guess you could say I was a true disciple of Christ from way back, because I've always been seeking. But what I've learned in a proper understanding, a true disciple of Christ, of a Mashiach, is one that does the word. You have to do it. If we find ourselves not so doing that which is written, then we can't call ourselves a true disciple of Christ. And that might hurt a lot of so-called leaders, so-called officers, captains, out there in the body. But if we ourselves do not hold ourselves to the fire the way that it is written, then that means through our lives and our livelihood, we're going to get judgment for that. So the harder we are on ourselves based on what's written, and the most I don't have to do it for us, outside of us holding each other accountable as brethren, we can all live a better life and build up this community. But again, as I said in the beginning, it's going to be tough for men and or women to come together in that manner, in the realness of what's written, without being fear or having, respect of someone's, status or whatever the case is, someone being puffed up with pride. If it's written, you need to eat those words and change your life at that very moment. Because what was done in the past means absolutely nothing at that moment in time. The past is not real. The future also is not real. Nothing is real except for what's in the present. And what's presently going on, those of you that are under the sounds of our voice, true disciples of Christ, it is not an accident. Those of you that are in the chat room, you always on these calls, you know what I'm saying? And you have not stepped up to the plate. Hey, your time is running short. How much longer will you continue to, take advantage of the Most High's grace? Coming over to this channel, getting remedy. You know what I'm saying? You're learning, you're bettering yourself. You see the changes in you, but you don't have what it takes for that little extra push, because you don't want to be held accountable. And that right there is what's going to get you caught up. Being caught up without your nation, because you don't want to know who you are. You don't want to be held accountable to a high standard, which means you're losing your nation and you're losing your community. And that's the only thing that's going to save us, allow us to make it until the end. It's following this word. It's all right here. When I first came about, man, I was in a messed up place. I was trying to find what was what, trying to find who I am and everything. And the closer I came to finding out who I was, the harder life got, until the very thing that I was most fearful of took place. And it put me at a crossroad. I can either choose to live according to what's written, the way Yahweh did, the ones who most of the world ignorantly called Jesus, or go the other path, the path of sheer and gross darkness, the wide path, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm glad I chose the path of light. I'm glad I chose the hard and the rough road that Yahweh Shah Mashiach was brought up in. I'm glad about it, because from that moment forward, once being held accountable to the Kahan, you know, and my other brethren, it just makes you better. Once, as a man, once you're given responsibility, as an honest man, as someone who is, you know, being true to what's written, and you submitting yourself to the fiery spirit of the Most High based on what's written, you know, things tend to change immediately and pretty drastically. You know, so for myself, coming out the system, going back in, and then coming back out. And this time when I'm coming out, I got way, you know, more wisdom with that. You know, way more wisdom. You know, tribute to the, you know, to the Kahan in that, you know, thank you, you know, Kahan, and praise to the Most High for you. He puts out videos on how you can take care of yourself and your family. You got to take a calculated risk. You got to take a leap of faith. But for you to know who you are, and then taking that calculated leap of faith and risk, and not having to rely on another man's system to make things happen, you doing it for yourself. You that is priceless. For you to have your time, man. I remember there were times that I was preparing to leave the system, and I would be up, you know, working 14, 20 hours a day, and, you know, scraping by. You know, all praise be the Most High. After this, you know, last High Holy Day, you know, I thought I was missing out on some things. You know, I done made some sacrifices and whatever the case is, but, you know, a daily average done stepped up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to this thing. I'm looking forward to this thing. And everybody else that's out there, there's nothing, I'm gonna be honest, there's nothing special about what the Kahan is doing as far as his example. There's nothing special about me. Everything is written. He got his own swag, his own personality with it. You know, you have yours as well. But it comes but you got to go to the basics. You got to go and get in this word and be around other brethren that'll help, you know, keep you in line. That is not going to lie to your face and tell you what you think that you want to hear. Because we're not, and that's another thing. We're not here for your fiat. Most I can care less about that. Fiat, you know, is really worthless when you're looking at your soul. It's about the man and the woman inside. It's about those deeper places and where you're going to end up at when the end times come. That's really what it's about. That's what all this is about. It's about your soul. In the deepest, darkest places where only you know, you and the Most High know. See what I'm saying? So you can continue to lie to yourself. You can continue to be defeated every single day, you know, if you choose to be, or you can take a step in the right direction and learn something different. What else do you have to lose? I'm gonna have to say nothing in this whole world is worth your soul. That's what I say. So despite what your fears or your apprehensions might be, if you're hearing this message, technically this is where you're supposed to be at. This is who you're supposed to be accountable to. Don't be caught up without your nation. Stand up as a man and do what is written, because that is what you're called to do. Find out who you are right here and figure out your purpose. With that being said, you know, Kahan, if you're available, you can open it up for anyone who has questions, causes, concerns, complaints. I'm going to put that disclaimer out there. This is not legal advice. We're not offering legal advice. If you need legal advice, we suggest you seek a competent counsel, lawyer, attorney, and please be advised. We are not we're not doctors. We are not physicians. We do not prescribe medicines, but everything in which we provide a suggestion or a remedy to. We tell you, go check it out for yourself, and anything that you do, you're doing it at your own risk. But as a first-hand testimony, what I can tell you is that it works. Everything that's written about what we should be eating for our body, what we should be eating for our eye gates, what we should be eating, and our ear gates, what we should be reading, it all works. It works, it works, it works. And things are getting better. Things are going to continue to get better. And those of you that are trolling, that don't belong here, we got something for you too. We don't. The Most High got something for you. The Most High got something for you. So don't come here, trolling. But, if that's what you do, hey, do what you do. Keep the grass cut low. And as we continue to follow this word, the Most High is going to expose you. So just do the right thing. And like I said, like I explained earlier, I tell my sons all the time, you're going to make enough mistakes trying to do the right thing while I do the wrong thing on purpose. All right. But yeah, that's all I got.
And kind of like, I don't want to take the show or anything, because it's this all for Yahweh, but this is really the Yahshabeam show right now.
Take it, Malachi, take it.
Go ahead, Malachi, because this is needed, man. We're gonna have to shift some things around, anyways, man. There's a lot of people that's calling themselves TDOC. That's not really TDOC. They're really non-supportive. They talk a lot on the sideline, but they're not. You got to stop and ask yourself, man. What is your purpose here? Are you coming in just to take something, or are you giving? All of you out there, man, that consider yourself to be a member of TDOC, I want you to ask yourself the question: what are you giving? What are you giving to make this better? Or do you just come here? Because what I'm finding out, man, most of these guys coming around here, they just want to be secure party creditors. This is why they never step up. When I say who could teach, the Bible class, this is an opportunity for you to learn through error. You understand? I'm giving you a platform. The only thing you got to do is come on here and teach. And every damn week, you got a damn excuse. It's the same few people, man. What the heck are you around for if you're not writing these verses down and learning them? You got a damn excuse. You got to do something. So what you're saying is what your sorry ass got to do is more important than what the Most High supposed to be using you for. So the Most High can't use you, man. You got a damn excuse. And a lot of you, man, you come around, you claim you're here for the spiritual reason, but you keep talking that secure party creditor stuff. Then you try and go behind my back and talk to other members and get information from them, like Yahshabeam and Marty. But you guys are going to be aired out and dismissed, man. We're going to build this thing back up again from the bottom, man. And no unclean spirits is coming back around here, man, because we don't need you, man. If you're not really providing any support, man, you could dismiss yourself, or we're going to dismiss you, man. Because you're not really, it's the same few guys every week. And some of you just want to show up, man, for events. But you're not. How are you supporting us? We don't need you for a damn event. You're supposed to be out here helping us do the work, man, trying to save souls. But you're not doing it. Malachi is a prime example of what one should look like, that the spirit is truly moving on. Now, I don't want to talk too quick, because that's how Benaiah came in. But a little bit of a JJ got him totally thrown off course. Now he's in sometime, he's out, he's in, he's out. You got to call things how they are, man. A little bit. The guy used to be really diligent.
Yeah.
Diligent. You understand what I'm saying? He was always on, and you can see his spirit somewhat change, man, even if he deny it. But he's not the only one. There's some people out there that's never even done anything. You know what I mean? They just, remember TDOC. They just want to be affiliated with something, but they're not doing what the Most High requires. See, there's a cross for all of us, man. It's not supposed to be easy. Now, think about if I made these same excuses that these other people are making. There wouldn't be no damn TDOC. Because an excuse is easy. Anyone can make an excuse, right? See, that's something everyone could do. But it's hard to be able to be diligent and do the work, even when you got all these other things that you're dealing with. I don't think anyone has more things going in the background than me, but I'm still out front, still doing it.
Con.
I don't have time for excuses because that's what the Most High is using me for. I understand that. But a lot of you men, you're not really spiritual. Like I told you, Yahshabeam, we got to move Malachi up. He might be younger, but we got to put him over these sorry people. They don't like it. They can leave, man. Real talk. Because he's way more diligent than most of these dudes, more learned and more devoted. You just, and this is how the Most High, you don't judge a person based on how much you like them, right? But what are their purpose here? What are they doing? Are they really doing anything for the movement? What are they doing for Yahweh Shah? And if they're not doing anything but giving excuses, you can dismiss yourself or you got to go, man. You got to go, man. We shouldn't, feast days, people taking that like, oh, yeah, I don't know if I can make it. Well, your ass is not going to make it in the kingdom. What did Hamashiach say? If you don't have no time for me, then I'm not going to have no time for you in the kingdom. So you keep making your excuses and keep thinking this is a game. This is not a game, man. This is about salvation. I don't think you get this. And you bring your sorry behinds over here and you put a damn smile on your face, pretend you're spiritual, and it's really all about the secure party creditor stuff. It's all about secure party creditor for most of you. They come in old, they come in young, and they all come gainsaying. But like it says in the book of Luke, Hamashiach said, I will give you a mouth to rebuke all the gainsayers. You can't gainsay over here, man. You will be spotted out. And you keep showing yourselves, man. You keep showing yourselves, man. This right here, man, this is about salvation. I don't think people are getting it, man. This is not a game. This is about your salvation. About immortality. And you're going to be in one or two places. Because you know what hell is? It's repetition. Hell is repetition. So whatever you hate the most that you're going to experience over and over and over and over again. That's what immortality is. You're going to live forever, but you're going to be tortured to in chambers. You're going to be tortured in chambers, man. Your soul is going to be afflicted. So, I mean, it's time to get it together, man. People that's half-stepping, that's not, we mentioned something about the Passover. We shouldn't have to keep, Passover's coming up. You should be, okay, when? Because this is about your salvation. I just brought out the other day, man, when I was teaching about the Purim, Nicanor, that the Most High told you, keep my feast days. It's not optional. So, I mean, if you're doing this stuff, you're not in the truth, which is a definite article. You're in your truth, which is a lie. You're just wasting your time, man. You're just wasting your time, man. So, I mean, it doesn't matter, man, if it's 5 of us, man. We'll build this thing back up stronger and better. Oh, you fake ones got to go, man.
Yeah, I did want to encourage Malachi because, and that's exactly why I chose to bring out the topic like the way that I did, because we need some more real ones. We've had folks come in, snake us from the back, from the side, and through other so-called lay members. But Malachi, again, let me encourage you, stay at it. Doesn't matter what your age is, because when I was younger, I was, in charge of many because of my faithfulness. It may not have been in what it should have been in, but we see your faithfulness. The Most High sees it, and you're gonna get your just reward. So I'm just gonna say, keep at it. Definitely keep at it.
A lot. I appreciate it and everything. I was actually gonna say kind of the same thing, like what you both brought up and everything to everyone out there. And I didn't want to be long-winded. I was just gonna say, if you sitting back right now and you're not doing anything for the Most High, the Most High puts those spirits on everyone. He controls every spirit. So if you're not being picked, you got to seriously sit there and ask yourself, like, why are you not being picked? And regardless of whatever revelation you come to, it's always going to lead to the same thing. It's going to be because you haven't picked yourself. You know, like, a lot of people don't take this serious. You know, like, and this is really nothing to play around with. Like, we talking about dealing with spirits. We talking about, you know, like, actually changing people's lives, like, not even only for, like, you know, secure party creditor. You know, like, I'm the type of person, when I meet somebody, if even if I can't get across to them the exact truth, my goal is to at least get that person to change something in their life, like one thing. Like, if I could convince a person to stop eating pork, and not actually get them to necessarily believe in Yahushua at that point in time, I'm just at least grateful that I helped them, you know, prolong their life a little bit longer so that they can have the chance to repent. You know, like, I'm not gonna sit here and say, like, you know, you have to try and do the most impossible job, you know, this and that. But if you at least try, if you're at least really trying, I'm not saying that you're always gonna succeed in every single thing that you do, because, like, how Yahshabeam tells his son, you know, you'll make plenty of mistakes trying to do the right thing. You know, like, you may not, like, succeed at what you're doing, but I would rather die, like, knowing that I failed at something that I tried, than to, like, continue to live with the thought of, like, oh, you know, like, what if I'm successful in this, you know, and everything. I'd rather die with memories than to just live with dreams.
Hey, Malachi, you know, I agree with you to a certain extent, man. But I'm going to say it's not really failure if you're learning something from it. So when I stepped out, I call myself partnering with some other so-called brothers that knew a certain industry as myself, and it ended up being prolonged. It didn't work out. So in the meantime, I'm, you know, doing the like the home renovations and stuff, and that thing blew up. Like, I would have never even have thought to do anything like that, to come out the system. You know what I'm saying? And it ended up blowing up. So, you know, the thing that you might think is a failure, the Most High is going to bless something else that's just going to, you know, take its place, or be a good stepping stone until you get to where, you know, to where your end vision is at. So it ain't even a failure. It's still a success in the Most High. I would have to contend to say that it's not even a real failure by, you know, by everyday common parlance terms, because there's a lesson learned, and it's going to be blessed, man. The Most High is blessing the mess out of that thing. When TDOC wrote some books, you know, back in the few books, and he put me in one of them. And then the most recent book, he dedicated it to Marty and to Israel. So you see, he's sincere in what he's doing. He is being affected by the folks who he surrounds himself with, and it shows in his work. It shows in his giving. It shows in, you know, in these videos. And the same thing, same thing like what Malachi just, you know, said. If he can help someone change one thing about themselves to, you know, in a positive direction, you know, it's good. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing that I've done that to everybody that I've come in contact with, not only just those of us that are in TDOC. And I see now in this new thing, in this new thing, you know, the Most High is blessing that. You know, I did it. My dang on that website that I just you know, built and developing. You know, I dedicate that to the Kahan, because I didn't even think that I would be able to do something like that. Like, I was ready to pay someone, you know, some bread, you know, and just to, you know, just take care of it so where I can get organized and schedule and stuff like that. But Khan's always uplifting people. He's always giving. In the way that he does, in the way the Spirit moves him, things tend to move. And it's the same for all you out there that are waiting, to come in. You shouldn't come in here looking to see what you can get, because I'm gonna tell you, those of us that are real, something's going to come about anyway. You need to see how can you help the Most High's work in the true disciples of Christ. How can you fulfill your purpose to help build this thing up? Because the more of us that are together, that provides the power. I mean, you look at your dang on hand, you can't lift up the same with your pinky as you can with your ring finger, your middle finger, or individually. But the power comes from being together. You know what I'm saying? So if you got the mindset of taking, that makes that fist even weaker. So if you focus on giving, the Most High is going to put you in a position in order to do that. And again, we ain't talking about just that fiat. Yeah, that comes with it, but time, energy, talents, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody here has lives, and no, it's not going to be easy, but everyone has a life. You never know what somebody is going through. So we need other folks to be picking up this mantle just the same. But until we get the real ones, until we get the right ones, best believe if it's just going to be 3 or 5 of us, we're going to do it. And the Most High is going to make that thing work. You know what I'm saying? But why not be a part of that? Why not come here and find out who you are so that we can see what the Most High has for you? And then you can see what you can bring to the table. Everybody got something. Everybody has something to offer. Everybody. You can't tell me, nothing. Everybody has something. It's just going to get better. I know I'm in a better position. I had a really weird year, folks dying, people dropping like flies. But, those of us that are closest, that hold each other accountable in true disciples of Christ, we still here. The Most High got a hedge of protection around us. That don't mean we ain't go through anything, but we still here. There's a lot of folks that ain't. So I just want to go ahead and throw that out there, man. The real ones, those of you that are sincere, go ahead and come on. Sincere, not sissy. We help bring you out of that too. But those of you that are sincere, the Most High got you over here. The Most High definitely got you. Dang on, that scripture about the bondsman, and that reminds me, because having snakes in the grass, there was someone that TDOC went to go visit in Florida while I was on vacation or whatever, and helped the brother out lovely. 3, 4 bands, buying them food, looking out for him out of the kindness and love of his heart. And the guy ended up backstabbing him. I'm not sure if he's giving him a tribute, but if you hear me, you know who you are. You need to provide a tribute on a constant basis on what you've done to the Kahan for the Most High rain judgment down on you. You need to provide some type of tribute and acknowledgement at every single session. And everything that I don't care if you're part of another camp or not, you need to put something back in that man's life every time you benefit. Because you were caught up, or so you said, you owe somebody some money. And TDOC, gave that to you. Stop me where I'm lying. You got my number. You can call me and tell me if it's something different. But he got you out of that bondman state, as it is written. I think that was Leviticus 25 and 44. Malachi, check on that right quick. Yeah, he bought you out of that bondage. He redeemed you from that bondage, and you're going to go ahead and do him like that? You need to go ahead and fix yourself for the Most High rain fire and brimstone on your head. Yeah, I just had to, I mean, that was on my spirit, man. I had to put that out there because that's dirty. It's supposed to be our people. That's definitely, you know, someone who's envious and and jealous because you ain't do nothing but benefit. You doing nothing but taking. You need to give back. Again, I don't care if you're part of another camp or not. That's where your tribute needs to go. I don't care you give your tithes to whoever your so-called priest is, but who you benefiting and increasing your life off of, you need to send some kind of tribute back over to True Disciples of Christ and Kahan Tazadok saying. But I just want to go ahead and put that out there. We got all types of folks that come over here. All types. Men and women alike. Young and old. Only thing Tazadok did was follow the law, statutes, and commandments. And I'm not even sure if he had that scripture in mind when he found out that you owe somebody. And he gave that to you just so that way you ain't got to be looking over your shoulder. You need to do the right thing. You need to do exactly what's right. Otherwise, you're going to be cursed. Most High's curses are going to rain on you. Believe me. You might got a little bit of monetary gain. You might have been hungry, but you know the state of your soul, it's not worth it. I've seen Tazadok go through. Oh man, hey, what time is it? Did I go over the time?
No, you're good. You're good. We're going until 9:30.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I seen Tazadok did to this other brother from Florida, coincidentally enough, and was going to help him build a business dealing with the commerce side and coming up with, you know, and doing trust. Anyone that wanted Tazadok to do a trust, he was willing to just, you know, gift that over to the brother. So I'm pretty sure if you would have talked to the Kahan about it, he'd have been reasonable. It probably wouldn't have been just a flat out no from the way I seen him do someone else. So you need to give a tribute though. You know exactly who you are. He'd be over here promoting your dang on music and all that over here. That's crazy. People have bought music from listening at Tazadok's webinars. Folks know you through him versus through the camp that you was at. Come on now. Really? Hey, the Most High already rained judgment on you. Hey, so be it. But if he has not, do not waste this grace. Do not waste it. I know you in the background listening. I'm pretty sure you and your minions been sending folks to the webinars before this before the current curriculum. Because we have some people moving real slick in the background, getting refunds and not wanting to answer and all that. So, you know, Most High let me know that, hey, they out there. So you just need to do the right thing. You need to do the right thing and continue to be a brother. Show thyself to be a brother in the Most High and fix yourself. But now that's all I got. That's all I got, Kahan. For all you out there, you know what I'm saying? You hear it firsthand. You got any questions? Go ahead and send an email, tazadokshah@yahoo.com. Send a photo, at least a headshot, and a number for us to contact you. So that way we can go ahead and start upbuilding this nation and build a community.
The brother that Malachi say wanted to join, I messaged that brother about a week ago and haven't heard from him. Haven't heard back from him.
Oh yeah, and then I left a message with someone else as well, and they never reached back out to me after I left a message. That was I'm gonna pull that up here. Well, I ain't gonna say the name, but yeah, we got the email about contacting them. They never responded back, but they also didn't send a photo either in that email. So I don't know what's going on with folks not following instructions. Send a headshot like the one you see right now, from the shoulders up. Headshot and a contact number, so that way we can be in contact with you. All right. And that's just pretty much it. Change your life. What are you waiting for? For the better. But yeah, definitely, man. Malachi, you stay at it.
Malachi, you got anything else? Have you heard from that brother?
He was saying that he was gonna try and send you the picture soon, actually. Like he said he was going to, but then he started to see like like your prices and stuff like that, and he kind of thought that it was like he had to pay to join. So I clarified everything for him and everything. So he should be sending you a picture soon, actually.
Hey, man, where he's not the first one that came up with an excuse like that. And I'm gonna call it an excuse because nowhere on the website does it say anything about payment in order to be part of True Disciples of Christ. Nowhere up there. Again, nowhere up there does it say that. I don't know where folks are getting that from. Maybe they're getting intimidated by what they're seeing on the website, but nowhere in the website does it put out there that you have to pay to join. That is so far from reality. All right, that's just folks being scared. That's all that is. You got the shop, and you got advertisements about the different services that gets rendered through True Disciples of Christ by way of the Kahan and his family, but nowhere in there is that a prerequisite or part of anything. We got folks that are part of True Disciples of Christ, and Mosai, we do not want any more people like this. If it be your will, that are just here and contribute nothing at all. And they get the notifications, they get the emails. It's written, we're supposed to be, we're supposed to be tithing. You got priests out there that sell lies. We got priests out there that are living wickedly. Got all types of jacked up things that's going on about them, in the streets that you see with your eyes and that you hear. And folks are paying the bad ones, or the bad ones are stealing it. That's not what this is about. This is really about your soul and about upbuilding our community. All right, so it's left up to you, Salakia. It's left up to the Most High on how you should conduct yourself, and it is your choice to choose to do what is right.
And also I would say never mind on him anyways, Khan, because I had a conversation with him about I offered him a ride to Passover, and because I actually know where he lives and stuff, and I was gonna give him a ride to the Passover if he was to join, but he's like into the whole growing the marijuana plants and all that, so he was trying to say like he didn't want to come because he started to grow more and all that and everything. So I was just like like this is probably not even gonna be for you anyways, man. Knowing like how the true disciples of Christ is, man. Like it's probably not even gonna be good.
Yeah, not probably. It's not for him. Yeah, thanks for telling me that. Not for him. It's already something off about his spirit. He didn't message and say he want to join, and he never wanted to send those things. There's always a reason people don't want to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I see you, Master Carefoot, so to speak, in the background. But hey, right now it's 9:27. We got the podcast that's going to be taking place in just under 3 minutes. You guys go ahead and when you get off of here, tune into that one. Stay up with the latest, current events as the Kahan, brings things out with how the Bible scriptures relate to modern day. Do not be caught up without your nation. Do not. But yeah, stay tuned, tune in, switch over, and let's get it. Doing the Most High's work, right knowledge for real. And I'll close with this. You're going to make enough mistakes trying to do the right thing while I do the wrong thing on purpose. But that's all I got. Shalom, family. See you on the other side.
Yeah, so we're gonna give it a couple minutes. Then you guys could go ahead and log back in. To those that want to attend to the podcast tonight, we're gonna talk about Governor Promo and his alleged sexual harassment charges. Are they real, or are these women just feminazis trying to destroy another man? So we're gonna talk about it tonight on tonight's podcast. Real men and women that love them talking that talk. Be sure to tune in, which is only a couple minutes away at 9:30 p.m. Real men and women that love them talking that talk. I'm going to go ahead and post the link in the room right now. And, the general and Malachi done a very, very awesome job tonight on the Bible study. All praises due to the Most High. So those that want to talk, those that want to come on and talk about what's going on in New York City, there's a link right there to Real Men and Women That Love Them Talking That Talk podcast. I'm about to start in about 2 minutes. So we're going to sign off here and we'll see you there. There's a link. Just click on that link by the name Deprogramming Lightner, a TDOC, True Disciples of Christ. And so until next week, we're going to say Shalom. Tune into another True Disciples of Christ Bible study. Shalom.